Oh, that looks cool. You know, I've noticed when I do those thumbnails for the video, it's just a very small, you know, it's like 1/3 of the image up in the upper right hand corner, so I really need to keep that in mind. It's a flower. Just doing a little mowing. If I was mowing, I'd also get rid of that stuff. Raking, really, is what I'm doing. Or weed eating. Weed eating. My brother used to do this lady's lawn, and she called it weed eating. Would you bring your weed eater? Something like that. It's a weed eater. Weed eater. Ooh, that's cool. Kind of looks like a cathedral, doesn't it? We can keep that in mind for our temple. Should we have some vines hanging down in it? When you dig down to the dirt, the grass grows. Wait till next episode and I bet all that grass up, because look, oh, well, no, there's dirt everywhere. Maybe if there was rain, I think there's a way to make the grass grow. Step 3. Create a healthy conflict statement. This is harder than it seems, but to make it sound easy, all you have to do is complete the sentence, I feel blank when blank. And the first blank is easy. You just fill it in with the emotion. In my conflict, anger. I feel anger when, or I feel angry when. And so for my conflict, what if I completed it like this? I feel angry when you smoke while doing my laundry. What's wrong with that? Well, I'm blaming him. And I actually don't know that it's true. All I know is that my clean clothes smelled like cigarette smoke. Well, it wasn't my clothes, it was my sheets. So how could I improve that? Make the statement without blaming him. I feel angry when you disrespect my clothing. Oh gosh, sorry, I thought that was funny. When you don't pay attention to what you're doing, you know, these are all things that are blaming him, right? And again, like, I don't really know the situation, and it could have been Hanson's cigarette smoke, or you know, and by the way, this is not a statement that you have to share with the other person. This is for you to take ownership of the conflict. Because the truth of the matter is the conflict, where did the conflict take place? In my brain. It absolutely happened in my brain. You know, there were other people involved. There were clothes involved. There was a washing machine and a dryer involved. But when it comes down to it, my experience is my own. And it's mine to deal with. And, you know, you might be tempted to blame somebody else for a conflict. And, you know, maybe it's really obvious. Maybe he was smoking 2 cigarettes, one in each hand, while he was folding my clothes. You know? And maybe he did it to purposefully make me angry. Still, the anger and the conflict is mine, and it's happening in my head. Hello? Hello? Oh, Shamban? Bye-bye. Hopefully I wasn't yelling in your head. Dean is taking off for work. He works the late shift. So even when somebody's intentionally trying to make you angry, they're messing with your triggers, right? They're controlling you. They've got the control. They know how to make Jimmy angry. And you don't have the power. You're powerless because they're in control of your emotions. Unless you take control and responsibility and realize this is all in your head. Doesn't make it. See, I love this area over here, but maybe I could like flip the screen. So anyway, let's go back to I feel angry when my clothes are not, I'll just call them clothes, but it was my sheets. When my clothes are not washed to my standards. I feel angry when my clothes are not cleaned the way I want them. You know? I feel angry when I discover the clothes I was trying to clean now smell like cigarette smoke. These are all okay. I'm not blaming him. He's not even in the statement. And here's a litmus test. I think this is so helpful. To ensure that you're not placing blame on someone or projecting. You can think, now what would the other person think about this if I shared it with them? And again, you may not do that. This is about you. You'll decide what to do about the conflict in a later step, and you may or may not want to use this statement. I'm just going to say probably not. I don't know. I do think it's helpful always. It's a good thing to share honestly and openly about your emotions with other people. But anyway, what I want to say is, don't allow yourself to be distracted by thinking, oh, I have to share this with this person, or tell don't just, that's not this step. Don't think about that. But you can think, for the litmus test, you can think, what would the other person think about this? Now, if we went back to my original bad statement, which was something like, I feel angry when you disrespect my clothes, or I can't remember my original one, but that one will do. You when you don't wash my clothes to the way I like them. And I didn't ask him to even touch them. So I could be like, I feel angry when you mess with my clothes. But let's use the statement, I feel angry when you disrespect my clothes. It's a little funny, but you get the idea, and it works well. If I shared that with him, he would say, well, I just pulled them out of the dryer and folded them. I don't know why they smell like smoke, So he didn't disrespect my clothes, and he was attempting to, dry and fold them in the way he assumed I wanted. Even if you'd said, I feel angry when you mess with my clothes, it's just like, well, I was just trying to help. But if I said, I feel angry when my freshly clean clothes smell like smoke, how would he respond? He'd be like, yeah, that sucks. That certainly sucks. So you want a statement that is accurate. You need to stick to the conflict you defined in step 1 and the emotion that you felt and explored in step 2. Sometimes when we get to this step, just because it can be challenging, we might shift. I've noticed, maybe I'll kind of shift to something that's not quite central to the conflict. So it takes some work. Now, the illustration I gave isn't great for this because it was kind of easy. But if you imagine a conflict like, say, a verbal conflict with a coworker or boss or sibling, you get into an argument and get angry. You'll find it's not quite so easy to take ownership and avoid blame and craft a statement that the other person would agree with. In a way, it kind of feels like you're losing power because you want to blame that person and, maybe punish them. You want them to feel bad or feel how you're feeling. But the truth is, when you're blaming somebody or projecting, you're giving them the power over the conflict. And you'll never solve the conflict unless that person, solves it for you, which they won't. So you want the power. Now, I believe once you make this statement, it should feel empowering. Last time we talked, step one should actually relieve some stress because you're defining one thing to work on. Step two should make you feel better, like catharsis, because you're deeply feeling the emotion and working through it. Step three, you should feel empowered and owning, taking control over the conflict. I like that. In step three, you're taking control, taking full control. So I think there's a piece of granite, a slab of granite. That's cool. Now, I think for this conflict, the one I'm working on, I'm going to say, I feel angry when think about this. I'm going to say it like this. I feel angry when my freshly cleaned clothes stink. It's simple. It addresses the conflict directly. It does not blame anybody. It's something I can control fully. I was thinking a minute there, and this is something I was referring to, a kind of broadening it out, like when people try to help but just mess it up. Or mess up, you know. I was trying to kind of, I don't know, turn it into a principle, or and it just like it's still it's just kind of blaming, doesn't feel powerful, and you know, it's just too broad. One conflict at a time. Razor focus. I feel angry when my freshly cleaned clothes stink. Nobody would disagree with that, have a problem with it. I control that. I can control the way my clothes smell after they've been washed. You know, for the most part, there's going to be exceptions. You know, the dryer's broken, or, you know, something happened. I left them out and they were smoking around them. But, you know, that's mainly on me and things, you know, like, you know, machines and things that you can't really blame. I mean, you can kind of. I get mad at the computer. But you could even do this, work through this conflict with a machine. I work through conflicts with my computer. Uh-oh. Just scalp the grass there. I'm just so excited about turning this corner. I cannot help but continue just to So that's step 3. What do you think? Difficult? Every step is helpful. So you can be using this on your conflicts already. Now, step 4, I'm trying to remember. I always, it's a hard, oh, I know, yeah. You think about what you want from the conflict. What do you want? Simple question. It's kind of a brainstorm. So we'll talk about that one next time. Are you enjoying this? Not sure, like, I don't want, you know, Mindful Minecraft just to be like these lectures. But while I'm spending hours and hours and hours literally destroying this jungle here. I think it's the best we can do. But can you imagine how happy we're going to be once we start building the temple? I have no idea what I want it to be. I just know Art Deco is all. I kind of have an image in my mind, like squares and rectangles and Art Deco lines. But yeah, I have no idea. And still the name of the temple. Didn't we have a contest and did you lose that? I think you've lost. Sometimes I don't know when these episodes air, but so far silence from you guys. It's okay. You can be as silent or as talkative as you wish. I want to turn this corner, don't you? Let's keep working on that next time. Turn the corner. Ooh, that's cool. It's looking good. Clearing that out. Look at all that open space. Wide open spaces.